Yo guys, what's going on? My name is Jase Brown. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about where I've been the last couple of days. So I didn't actually live stream yesterday or post a video for the FTMO challenge, and that was because I am in a new setup right now. If you guys can't tell, I got a new chair, got a new desk, just a bunch of like studio equipment and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to start making a really high quality YouTube content for you guys. But anyway, so that's why I wasn't really active. I didn't trade yesterday. I didn't trade any of the FTMO accounts yesterday. So I did a live stream on Tuesday, but I didn't make an actual YouTube video. So I want to go over kind of like Tuesday's trades, and as well as today's trades as well. So it'll be kind of like day 2 and day 3 of the FTMO challenge, and actually as well as what I did on Tuesday. Because if you guys were following me on Instagram, I actually posted about passing the actual profit target. And no, it wasn't on the actual FTMO account that I've been doing. I actually got a new FTMO account. And I actually want to go into a separate video on how I passed that FTMO challenge so quickly. What was my mindset? What was my execution plan? Why did I do it? And how I was able to pass the profit target in less than 1 day. So I traded the other account on Tuesday, and I actually ended up the day a little bit red. These were kind of my trades on that. I want to explain to you guys a little bit more of looking back at Tuesday. So I actually woke up a little bit early, around 3 a.m. Much more earlier than normal. I usually wake up around 4 until around 4:30. But looking over here, if we go to the full screen, we traded Nasdaq long. So we saw the little confirmation right over here. We came all the way up, broke through the 200 EMA, and kind of pulled back toward the 21 EMA, expecting kind of like a little pullback, and then a continuation toward the upside. And so it was holding the liquid 50 in the buy zone, and we were holding that. The RSI and TL were holding, and we kind of just rose all the way up to around 10R. So this is my trade, and I ended up around $300 in profit, around 10.24R on that. So that was a really good trade. And I traded this pullback right over here and made a little bit of money, and then I kind of traded kind of like a little kind of scalp right over here, confirmation, and this was a loser right over here. Same thing right over here. I actually scalped it right over here, and made a little bit more money back from this previous trade. I was slightly at break even, and I won on this trade just a little bit. Made a little bit more money over here, and it went all the way down, and so formed bearish divergence, and then there we just kind of fell all the way down. There goes my long buys, and so I entered on this trade right over here. It was just kind of a risk-free trade. I entered on over here for like a scalp, and then came all the way up, and then just basically chopped its way all the way down. So I got stopped out of here at break even, all the way down here. I entered a trade right about here, and I got stopped out about I'll say around like 0.20%, and so got stopped out right over here. And so my entries were on these just because the liquid 50 was starting to rise up in the buy zone. I had a long buys on Nasdaq 100 just because we were forming bullish divergence. We went all the way up. We made that level 1 right over here, and so we pulled back and getting ready for that level 2 for the upside, as well as we did go in a downshift, but the EMAs right over here, as you guys can see, kind of made an upshift right over here. So that was an extra confirmation. So I was expecting a continuation as we started to pull back with the RSI. Liquid 50 was rising up in the buy zone. We were off a significant level on the higher time frames as well, and so I was looking for that kind of big rise, but we did not see that at all. Just basically flushed all the way down. So I got stopped at about 0.30% on that. Came all the way down, and then bounced over here. Another rise, bounce, and so basically with these couple of trades right over here, I ended up at break even for the live stream. So I was up initially $500, and the series of bad losses just basically made me be at break even for the live stream. And what could I have done a little bit better is kind of just my risk management, of course, and as well as where I entered. I think this entry is a little bit more justified than these other entries, just because these were actual scalps. So I would just say that I would probably shouldn't have entered on this move right over here. We were just seeing a lot of momentum, so I was expecting a continuation of that momentum, but and there was no bearish divergence at that moment, and I could not expect a top, because I can't try finding a top until this formed right over here. So with this entry, I should have just waited a little bit. Trading level 2s off the 8 EMA is a bit hard to find the proper risk to reward and quick momentum to go to the upside. I shouldn't have probably entered on this trade, and we were overbought. This trade was okay, and then like this trade was okay as well. It was just really choppy, and after I started seeing more choppiness, I should have just kind of stepped away out of the charts a little bit, and I traded this short basically on the market open. Once we saw a continuation, we pulled back toward the 50 EMA. We made kind of a good bullish and bearish engulfing, and once it came down, the RSI value was perfect, and then we shorted it right over here for the momentum, just easy momentum that you can trade. Came all the way down. I scalped this, and basically we were starting to make bullish divergence. Actually traded it long today, so we had bullish divergence right over here. We're making structure. The momentum was right over here, so I scalped the momentum right over here as we were starting to rise, broke through the 200 EMA and went all the way up. And the risk to reward was at 0.92 R before it came all the way down, stopping me out. So I looked for that re-entry, and once we saw that re-entry right over here, we saw a bullish engulfing off this zone right over here. The liquid 50 was still falling, which is something that I didn't like, but I knew I could scalp the momentum. So once we broke over here, I entered, came all the way up to 1.15 R, and then basically I closed 50% out 1 R, which was really good, right over here. Then once we started to make lower high, so various divergence, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then the liquid 50 as well as was falling, kind of got out with this stop hunt wick right over here. That stop hunt wick, the stop hunt, I kind of got out in the stop hunt wick right over here, right over here, and the reason why is again the bearish divergence, lower highs, and a lot of confirmation that we're going to see a reversal. So I thought with this big momentum bar coming all the way down, that's where I basically closed out. I closed at about 0.5, around 0.5 0.45 R on that trade. So I closed out of that early, and then eventually it just started to chop around, which I'm totally happy that I did. Chops all the way down, up and down. So just really choppy price action before the market opened. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I just want to share with you guys kind of my trades throughout the whole days, where my process was with the account, how I managed kind of a red to/break even day. I'll see you guys in the next video. All right.